Hey guys, Vance here. So there's a certain type of road that seems to call to drivers. Not highways, not racetracks, but mountain roads. The kind that twist through forests, climb above the clouds, and remind you very quickly that gravity is not optional. Long before motorsport had billion-dollar teams and hyper-engineered circuits, racing often happened on roads exactly like this. And sometimes the challenge was simple: start at the bottom, reach the top, do it faster than anyone else. That challenge became one of the oldest traditions in motorsport, hill climb racing, and no mountain tells that story better than the Pikes Peak International Hillclimb. But to understand why this race matters, you have to understand something about the relationship between cars, drivers, and the mountains they try to conquer. In the early 1900s, motorsport didn't look like it does today. There were no permanent circuits, no tire compounds optimized by data scientists, no telemetry engineers studying graphs in air conditioned garages. Cars raced on real roads, mountain passes, country lanes, dusty trails connecting towns. The mountain became the ultimate proving ground, not just because it was difficult, but because it tested everything at once: power, braking, cooling, and above all, the courage of the driver. Europe embraced hill climbs early. Events like the Trento Bodone Hill Climb turned narrow mountain roads into laboratories for automotive innovation. Drivers raced against the clock rather than against each other. Every corner mattered, every second mattered, and every mistake had consequences. It was racing stripped down to its purest form. In 1916, an American entrepreneur named Spencer Penrose had an idea. He had financed the construction of a road up a mountain in Colorado, a road built not just for transportation, but for tourism. To promote the road, he organized a race. Drivers would attempt to climb the mountain as fast as possible. That race became the first running of the Pikes Peak International Hillclimb. What began as a promotional stunt slowly became something else entirely: a motorsport legend. The course stretches nearly 20 kilometers. It contains more than 150 corners, and the finish line sits over 4,300 meters above sea level. At that altitude, engines struggle to breathe, drivers struggle to breathe, and even the smallest mistake can send a car tumbling down the mountainside, which is why the race eventually earned its nickname, the race to the clouds. Hill climbs share a philosophy with another form of motorsport, rally. Both disciplines ask drivers to master unpredictable roads. Both rely on timing rather than wheel to wheel combat. And both demand an unusual combination of speed and restraint. That defines the World Rally Championship. Drivers navigate forests, deserts, and mountain roads with only their co-drivers' pace notes guiding them. Some rallies are famous for their technical precision, others for their raw brutality. Few are more legendary than the Safari Rally. Dust storms, flooded roads, wildlife crossing the stage, mechanical punishment that can destroy even the toughest cars, different terrain, different continents, but the same philosophy: respect the road or the road will defeat you. In the 1980s, rallying entered its most extreme era, Group B. Rules allowed manufacturers to build machines that pushed the limits of engineering: turbochargers, all-wheel drive, aggressive aerodynamics. These weren't just cars, they were weapons. One machine became legendary for its dominance both in rally and on mountain climbs: the Audi Sport Quattro S1. With its short wheelbase and explosive turbocharged engine, it redefined what a rally car could do. Drivers like Walter Roll piloted these machines up Pikes Peak in some of the most spectacular motorsport footage ever recorded. Cars sliding sideways, turbochargers screaming, spectators standing just feet away from the road. It was chaotic, dangerous, and unforgettable. If you watched my last video, you'll remember we talked about something interesting: factory tuned cars, machines that sit in a strange middle ground. Not full race cars, but far more serious than ordinary road cars. Cars engineered by manufacturers themselves to extract performance directly from the factory. And that idea didn't appear out of nowhere. It evolved from places exactly like this: mountain races, rally stages, and brutal events that forced manufacturers to rethink how performance should work. Because once factories started competing seriously in events like the Pikes Peak International Hillclimb, they realized something. The lessons learned on the mountain could influence the cars people drove every day: better cooling, better suspension, better traction systems. Technology once developed for survival on rally stages or mountain roads slowly began appearing in production vehicles, which meant the line between race car and road car started getting blurry. And that's exactly where factory tuned cars were born. At some point, Hillclimb stopped being dominated by independent tuners. Manufacturers saw an opportunity. Instead of modifying production cars, they started building machines specifically for the mountain: experimental aerodynamics, radical chassis designs, extreme power outputs. The mountain became a proving ground, a place where engineering teams could test ideas in the harshest conditions imaginable. And the cars became faster than anyone expected. Then, something unexpected happened: the electric disruption. Electric cars entered the mountain. One machine in particular changed everything: the Volkswagen ID.R. Unlike combustion engines, electric motors don't lose power as altitude increases, which meant as the road climbed higher, the electric car kept delivering full performance. The result was a record breaking run that shocked the motorsport world. The mountain had revealed something again: the future of performance might be electric. More than a century has passed since the first mountain races. Cars have evolved, technology has evolved, but the challenge hasn't changed. Drivers still chase the perfect run, manufacturers still chase the perfect machine, and mountains still stand exactly where they always have, waiting. Because whether it's a rally stage in Africa, a hill climb in the Alps, or the legendary slopes of Pikes Peak International Hillclimb, the mountain asks the same question it asked drivers over 100 years ago: how fast can you go before courage runs out? Hit like if you enjoyed the video.